Hey guys, so here bringing you another video and welcome to a high rating spectate. And today, I actually think it could be quite an interesting one. So obviously I have been maining top lane now for basically the last month. Believe it or not, we have been master for a month. So I think before this season, the longest I ever kind of held master was about 10 days. So, you know, we've made it all the way up to 235 LP. We've kept master basically for a month. You know, we did get demoted a couple days ago, but, you know, we're already back in master. I think we got demoted the night, like on, like, say, a Tuesday night, and we were back in master Wednesday in the day, or something like that. Elise going for an invade, so not Elise, Nidalee, but already took damage from the Elise, Renekton coming down, and now the Aatrox Qs are happening. Obviously, normally you wouldn't want to fight a Renekton at level 1. He is one of the better early game champs. Bad flash by him, and he's going for it. He has to continue for the all-in and first blood to the Akali. So, going on to the point of like why I think this could be an interesting one, we're watching Aatrox. The reason for it is I would say on current meta carry-esque top laners that aren't a absolute specialist champion, like let's say like a Riven, I think I, in my own champion pool, miss playing Aatrox. And, you know, as in, like, I think it's a gap in my champion pool in high rating. Because I play against a lot of Aatroxes. And I have played him a little bit. I used to play a lot of the pre-rework Aatrox. And ever since he got his rework, I've never connected with this champion. And I always, the way that it feels, and it may just be I need to play more of it, but it just feels clunky to me. And that's the only way that I can really define it. So Nidalee continuing going for an invade, and that is kind of mad. The level 1 of the Nidalee didn't go too hot. First blood, you know, the Nidalee kind of cost the Renekton going for like getting killed because of the weird kind of invade. And now the Nidalee's going for another weird invade, and then she ends up dead. Now, some people may say, like, that's how you have to play Nidalee. She's an early game specialist. But you're also against Elise, who's another early game specialist. So, you know, Nidalee's obviously come down on health. Nice combos by Mr. Aatrox. So what I wanted to do is watch... this is actually the world's best... Or not world's, but EU West's best Aatrox currently ranked on League of Graphs. It's a master level account, but the player is, I believe, definitely not a master level player. He has a very good win rate on Aatrox and not that many games, like 50 odd games. So it's probably an account that's on its way up to Challenger. But I just wanted to watch it, just see if I could learn anything. And one of the big things I've already noticed is the amount of auto attacks he's doing. And I think that's potentially where I already have gone wrong when I play this champion, because I think of Aatrox as a... Dude, look, that was an auto attack kill. When I have played him, don't prioritize auto attacks at all. And I know I don't. I prioritize his spells because that's in my mind what he's all about. So that's immediately something that's made me go, okay, next time if I want to play an Aatrox game, let's prioritize auto attacks more. And I will say, you're going to get this video tonight. I am on a trip next week. I can't talk about it, but I might vlog it. We'll see how that goes. I'm not the type of person that will be like with a camera out in public going, hey, I'm in an airport, like, how's it going? All I'll say, it's a business trip that's relevant to me as a content creator. So there is things to vlog, I will say. And we'll see how I do. You know, it might be a type of vlog that I record, and maybe when I arrive at the airport in my car parking, I might do a little intro in my car. Maybe then I will do a recording in the hotel room and show you the hotel room. And then maybe in the actual place and event that I'm going and doing in the day, maybe I'll just record stuff and do a voiceover. Because again, I do not have the confidence to kind of talk over, you know, in real life. Look at this. This early game Renekton, by the way, just gets walked over. Again, auto attacks. That whole kill was a lot of auto attacks. Yes, intertwining your abilities, but auto attack, auto attack, auto attack. So this is something that I am definitely already picking up on. But yeah, and then what I might do is, you know, maybe vlog a little bit in an airport on the way home, you know, record a bit, and then when I get back to my car, you know, the next day late at night, kind of do a closing recording just in my car, because when I'm in my own car, I'll be fine to record and do a little hello, how you doing? But yeah, that may be happening, and I won't be able to upload it, by the way, for a little while. But let me know what you think of that in the comments below if you think that would be cool. Oh my god. So Renekton, I've said I don't get people that play Renekton. You know, it's similar to the whole Lucian thing. Half the time I don't even see Renekton's winning early game. He is very early game centric. But he is, that's the point, he is early game centric. He does have strength in the early game and he's getting demolished. And, you know, you could say, oh, it's item advantage, this and that. And yes, but that item advantage has happened for a reason. You know, yes, Aatrox got first blood assist, but that wasn't a major item difference. Walking into lane, he's killed Renekton early without really an item advantage, and he's continuing snowballing versus the Renekton now with an item advantage. So what I would say, the reason why I was going to bring that up, Monday's recording session, so I have a bit of content that is main account stuff, but then Friday's recording session was Unranked to Master, and Monday's recording session will also be Unranked to Master, just to be a little bit less stressful just before my trip. And I might, on Monday, try to play an Aatrox game. I think I like going into recordings of Unranked to Master with a certain theme, and I think on Monday, and this is where, again, please do leave feedback. Why is the Renekton fighting 2 levels down, by the way? I might go in a theme with Monday of champions that I want to get better at, potentially. You know, candidates for my champion pool. Aatrox, I would say, is the top candidate of this category right now because he is very strong. He's very good in the meta. He's played a lot in very high rating, but I've just never really got on with him. What are you doing, Renekton? But let me know any other champions that you're like, Huz, you should play that, you know, and it doesn't have to be just top lane. Obviously, I am maining top lane right now, but let me know what others. So early ultimate by Renekton, just to gain the health pool as quick as possible. Flash really early as well. It's arguably too early for a flash. Aatrox gonna just survive, and that will be that. So, you know, Aatrox is dead. That's a mistake. So that's a player mistake. That's actually a really, really, really big kill for the Renekton. But this is the problem, I would say. Again, the concept of playing something like Renekton to me is flawed, because Renekton is now 1 on 5. He's 30 farm down. Yes, that's a nice kill, but it's a recovery kill for what? He doesn't scale. If this was flipped and a Renekton is snowballing early, well, that's his job. He's supposed to snowball early. And then if an Aatrox gets a kill back, you're like, well, the Aatrox is all about scaling. So that's going to help him eventually become a late game monster. Oh, bam! Very nice combo. So I think the big thing, obviously, when it comes to using the W chain, it's intertwining the chain with your Q. Because basically you're trying to W them, and while they're going to try and run away from the tether, because practically every single champion in League, even if you have like no boots, if you get tethered by an Aatrox, in theory, if you just run and you don't get CC'd, you'll be able to get out of the bounce back tether. So what you need to do as an Aatrox is intertwine CC, one of your Qs, I think, you know, the first or the second one both CC, and I don't know if the third one, does it CC? If they hit on the edge, they are briefly knocked up and take damage. Renekton going for it. I actually don't know. Does the second and third ones knock up? I don't know. Let's watch. The first one definitely knocks up. That's a knock up. I don't know. I think it might be just the first one, but I think maybe they do a slow. Yeah, if you know Aatrox a bit better than I, let me know. Does all of them do a knock-up or whatever? Or does it just, you know, I think it's just Q1 that does the knock-up. We'll pay attention to it. Nope. Oh, that did! Okay, Q2 did do a knock-up. All right, Renekton going in. Why would Renekton go in then, by the way? Because Aatrox just used his full Q combo. Whoop! This is a dead run. Oh, no. Okay, he took a bit too much damage. So that was very close to be a kill. On Item build for Aatrox, we'll see what that is. As for runes, by the way, so Conqueror, obviously I don't think Aatrox takes anything other than Conqueror. Maybe Grasp the Undying in some matchups, but Conqueror, then Triumph, then Alacrity, which is all about attack speed. So again, that's something I probably would never have done on Aatrox, but you've seen how much attacks, just auto attacks, he's getting off, and attack speed will help with that. Last Stand, that makes sense. And then defensive, Overgrowth, Bone Plating, and then attack damage, and then I think it was base health. Oh, okay. So he again, so that health based on level. Oh, so that's not okay. So he's done the scaling health per level, not the flat health per level. I actually would have been like not shocked if he went the strong base health early, because again, in theory, you just have to survive early against a Renekton, and then you'll outscale him. Obviously, look at the item difference right now. So Renekton has got components, I believe, of Eclipse and Spear of Shojin first item. So in my knowledge, and again, it is limited when it comes to Aatrox because I've never really looked to play this champion that much. Obviously, in the replay, we can tell and hear that the Nidalee is just above. Oh, that's going to be bad. He's seen the spear. Does that give vision? I actually don't know. It might give vision. I don't know if Nidalee knows he's here. Now she does. Yeah, Spear of Shojin is a very, very powerful item on Aatrox. It's a very aggressive item. That's good by Nidalee. She doesn't back out, and she does get the red. That's a big deal. Obviously, both their early... Well, the enemy team comp, if you look at it, is very early game-centric. Renekton early game-centric, Nidalee early game-centric, Lucian early game-centric, and Zigzag exactly a hyper carry. So this is a... If I was in the champ select of red team, I would be like, well, we have to win early, because if you don't, they have no chance of winning this game. This is one of the most early game comps I've seen in a long time. You're committing? I guess the Renekton's got his Eclipse, and he's like, right, let's go in, baby. Bam. Here we go. I don't think Renekton wins this fight. Just even like a grudge match of just hitting each other. And obviously, Renekton did do a terrible job there, but, you know, he is quite down. Oh, bad by Alistair. Look at that healing. Bam. That's going to be it, though, in the end. Nice roam by the Alistair. Hilariously has the name Top Gap. So maybe an autofill top laner. But you know, that is still Renekton. That Renekton was not an easy kill. You know, he still has decent strength at this stage of the game. Dodges a tower hit there, and might be even first tower. I will say, obviously, because the game is going well for blue team, this tower's low, and also this tower's low. But there's 3 people chasing away a Yasuo, so he won't get the tower, but Aatrox does. So I don't think Riot have updated replays at all, by the way, for this season. So I don't actually think there's anything that indicates feat of strength at all in the replay, which is hilarious. So there's objective timers. Sometimes people like them. So over there, you can see when things are spawning. Yeah, they have updated this at all, have they? It's up here at the top. Atakan, Dragons, Void Grubs. Yeah, there's nothing that actually says about feat of strength. Renekton was sitting... Okay, so if that isn't a tilted Renekton, I don't know what is. So just to make it very clear, that Renekton was sitting in that bush, has teleport available right now. So he did not TP down there. He died in top lane and ran to bot lane. From spawning, he ran there, and that's where he went. So obviously trying to make some type of team play happen. Oh, what the heck? He might actually get this kit. Oh. Oh my god, this Renekton. Oh my god. And now the healing. The healing. Get another kill. Oh! Not getting that kill. Oh! Oh! One more. Bam! His ultimate. Bam! Oh my god, the enemy team has just been destroyed. And that Nami. Oh, double bubble. I think she might still be dead. Elise is really quick, especially using flash. And bam. Ooh, if that's not a very demoralizing thing for the enemy team, I don't know what is. 4 people bot lane. The initial play was kind of okay. It helped also get the tower. But then the Aatrox turning it that hard. Yay! That was huge. That was absolutely massive. So I don't know if the Aatrox, obviously, he did teleport to go for that play. I don't know if he knew if Renekton was down there, if the enemy, you know, it's very different watching a replay to actually being in the game. We're not paying attention to nearly... Like, it's weird. Sometimes when you're watching a game, you can notice things that someone who's playing it doesn't, because obviously they're distracted and they're looking at what they're looking at. But also the same happens that when we're watching a replay, there might be things that we aren't, you know, paying attention to, that the player might be. Or overstay, and yeah, overstay doesn't. I know what the Aatrox was trying to do there, by the way. That was a flash to try and get in range to use Locket to give that a little bit of shielding. But yeah, a little bit of an overstay by the Aatrox. Unfortunate death, but it is what it is. He did get the tower, like his second tower kill. I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if Aatrox spawns, bam, and then runs to mid lane because he might want to collect all 3 towers. But yeah, second item complete. Must have been holding a decent amount of gold. So Voltaic. I just call it Cyclo Sword. I don't actually know what the first word is. But yeah, second item. So in my understanding of Aatrox, this is a very aggressive build. But understandably, he's 8-2. His Renekton opponent isn't even at 100 farm at nearly 16 minutes in a high rating game. So he is crushing. The Renekton, you could also see, the Renekton is full. He's kind of sacrificing himself because he knows he's not going to scale. So this Renekton is getting involved in grouping plays constantly. A typical top laner, you know, in this type of situation, would basically only play to recover the game. They would just go, oh, Aatrox. He's a bit cocky at the moment, yeah. So again, cockiness is kicking in by the Aatrox, and he's just kind of going in willy-nilly. But what the enemy team is doing, we're really far behind. We're going to have 3-4 people grouping up all the time. Ooh, okay. Correct play that he didn't go for that. Because if Yasuo went for that, you know, he's 1-6, he's not doing so hot, he would have died. So this is actually a huge recovery from red team, and this is exactly what this team needs. They do not scale well, so they are using numbers to catch people on the enemy team, you know, 3v1. And they basically can still deal with that right now because they are more early game centric. We're only 17 minutes into the game, and they are getting a cheeky amount of kills by being grouped. Obviously, that does mean, you know, you are splitting, you know, assist gold and stuff like that, but the gold lead has massively shrunk to, what, just over 1,000 gold? So this has definitely been a good recovery for red team. What blue team needs to do, very simple, is stop doing that. Understand that the enemy team is likely going to be perma-grouping. That's the thing. When they don't scale, they have to group up. Otherwise, it is game over. What you might even see the Aatrox do, which is maybe what's going on right now, he does have teleport available, but he may go typical top lane. Right, I'm just going to go side lane. You know, someone has to go stop me. If they send multiple people, then my team can go get an objective. If they only send the Renekton, I'll beat the Renekton. As I said earlier, what the Renekton is doing is committing to grouping plays because he knows he doesn't scale, so he's going to try and help his team being perma-grouped. Now again, blue team needs to be very careful with this. They're not being incredibly careful. Yasuo's going to get the tower. Aatrox is going to get a tier 2. Renekton does get his, another kill and is going to try and push on for the Yasuo. I think the Renekton, again, Renekton is a natural counter to Yasuo. So he would likely get this kill if they were to continue the fight. His ultimate has run out though, so that is now a vulnerable Renekton, and he does get killed. This Yasuo, again, even though the Yasuo has bad KDA, remember, we are in high rating, so there's usually a reason that a Yasuo does bad early, and they usually are overplaying themselves. That's the thing. When it comes to a Yasuo or a Yone, very often they are good, in high rating at least, and they are just overplaying. Those are the champs that are very easy to constantly overplay. Nidalee is... Oh, what an E! That was really good. Oh, nice. Good survival. Nice dodge of the spear, and does survive. Renekton, you can tell, is some form of rager. Has been kind of destroyed. That is a crazy build. So, what I would imagine Opportunity, the reason if you're like, oh my god, he's got Opportunity second. Opportunity is actually a lot of bang for your buck. It's a lethality item that gives you... bonus lethality for not being in combat, so it gives you initial instant more burst. So where you would never normally buy a lethality on Renekton, when he's really far behind, well, basically the concept is there's no point for a damage-orientated champion like Renekton, there's no point building tank. Because when you're really far behind, you're never going to be tanky enough to tank champions that are ahead of you. But what a Renekton can do is build hyper burst damage. Eclipse and Opportunity is very bursty, and if he gets the right person at the right time in the right opportunity, he probably can't kill some people, but he'll half health a Yasuo, or maybe, you know, a half health on a Kali or an Elise. It won't be that effective against an Aatrox as the game goes on, but it will be very effective against other champions, and that's at least being useful. And that's the thing, that's all he needs to try and focus on being when he's had a very rough game, is be useful. All right, let's see what can happen here. Can they engage? Big flash play, big Yasuo ultimate combo by the Aatrox coming in as well. Nice stun by the Alistar. Auto attack, and continuing the rampage. Renekton does pick up a kill on the Yasuo again. He does naturally do well, but he will go down in the end, and that is probably going to be a sweet ace. They just got walked over. Very nice play by the Alistar, though, doing that initial flash WQ engage, giving the Yasuo ultimate, that then gave time for the Aatrox to get involved. That was really good. And this is, again, the nature of the game. The early game team kind of didn't get ahead early, and, well, their only thing that did kind of okay was a Lucian, kinda, and he's just not scary. You know, they have a Yasuo. A lot of Lucian's damage is in his ultimate, and he can wind wall it. But where there, I think the Lucian was one of the first people that got caught. So it's not that scary. And, you know, if you look at the enemy team comp, Nidalee, a lot of her damage is in the spear. Ziggs, he's completely projectile poking, and Lucian, his ultimate is majority of his damage. Yasuo Windwall can stop all of that in a team fight. So that is pretty rough for the enemy red team. Anakin has been killed, so nice use of time. Oh, Mr. Lucian. So that's, again, a very big thing that I am noticing. He's opening with auto attacks. And look, there's the Lucian damage that I talked about. It's all in his ultimate. Practically all of his damage is in ultimate. He does survive, though. Yasuo takes the brunt of the death. But yeah, he did get Lucian flash for that. They could actually continue to fight this because the enemy team has used the majority of their stuff. Ooh. Again, that Renekton is doing... Oh, the steal because the Nidalee went on walkies. Ouch. That's painful. Alistar, oh, good W, gets the mobility, dodges the spear, and does survive. Very good use of using the environment of jungle to your advantage. Aatrox has returned with a flash. Sorry, a teleport, I should say. Nidalee doesn't get the execute. Renekton going to continue. Oh, big damage, third Q hit. Oh, Mr. Aatrox, careful. Oh, Lucian, feeling a bit confident, are we? Bam! Oh, doesn't get the last hit. Lucian ease out the way. Rift Herald spawn, that's a choice. Teleport up in top lane by the Ziggs to protect the tier 2. But that does immediately put... Oh! Dude, that's kind of funny. The bonk of the Rift Herald gives the Yasuo knockup. Nice kill. We saw Nidalee's spear from there, and now the momentum with the Rift Herald will continue. Elise chasing down, will get the kill. Renekton going for it, doesn't get it from the Zhonyas. But yeah, very good play. So I honestly would say the prime thing I have taken from this commentary and watching auto attack a lot more when playing Aatrox, because I basically never auto attack. Because, you know, in my head, he's an ability-based champion, so it wasn't important to auto-attack. But it is. A lot of his kills have been from auto-attacking. So, I think we'll try this. We'll try it on the Monday recording session. We'll see, like, again, I've had occasional okay games of this champion. But, yeah, I'd like to see what I could do potentially, because, again, I think it is a champion that is missing in my champion pool for sure. He's so common in Master right now, so, yeah. And what's also incredible is he's so common in Master as a blind pick. Nidalee getting caught, nice. Knock up, and more chain CC by the Aatrox and Yasuo. But yeah, he's common as a blind pick. That a lot of Aatrox mains exist, and they will literally blind pick it, and what they normally do, and it's very, I've seen it quite a lot now, they'll ban Fiora and then blind pick Aatrox. Because I think a good Fiora is very similar to an Aatrox. A lot of healing, a lot of dueling capability, a lot of mobility, and I think, you know, a good Fiora can time her W correctly, and that would screw an Aatrox. So I think that's what they simply do. They just go, all right, ban Fiora, pick Aatrox, come at me with what you're going to play. And I don't even really know what to play against Aatrox. That's the thing. I struggle about what to know to play against him. One of the best things to do, if you ever struggle with a champion, you're like, I cannot beat this champion, you either embrace that you're never going to beat it and you just ban it and that becomes your permaban, or you pick up the champion. That's the other way to learn how to beat a champion, is you actually learn by doing. And then basically when you're playing the champion, you'll be like, oh dude, he's really weak against this thing. Nice play. He's really weak against this. Oh, I always get beat by that champion or this champion. And that's a lot how you actually can learn, wow, how to beat a champion, is by learning the champion, and then you learn directly, you know? So yeah, very nice play though. Lucian getting caught out. Don't think again Lucian expected the damage level that is coming out with Aatrox, but if you look at his items, everything is damaging. And this is kind of the point of the current meta. We're sitting at over 3,200 health at level 16 Aatrox. Back in my day, over 3,000 health in League of Legends was a full tank at level 18. Now we're having basically a bruiser with 4 items. Yeah, 4 items, level 16, 17, rocking over 3,000 health. Again, that's why I think health might just need to be calmed down a little bit. And obviously, the reason why we're on a very high health at the moment is because, you know, a while ago we were on complete one-shot meta. They did durability patch and everyone gained health because, again, trying to get rid of one-shot meta. But then if memory serves correct, I think there was another patch that added a lot of health to items. And that wasn't technically the durability patch. That was another one. I think basically there's just been a little bit too much... Redactum. I think there's been a little bit too much overkill of health. And it's just gotten a little bit silly right now. Because this Aatrox is absolutely doing... Woo! This Aatrox is doing a lot of damage. Oh, doesn't get the kill, but that will be the game by the look of it, unless Lucian can do something miraculous, which he probably can't. He might even be dead. But there we go. That's Aatrox. Probably a champion that is missing from my pool. Let me know what you think. Again, let me know the couple things that I asked, and if there's any other champions that you're like, oh, Huz, you should play that, let me know. But that's going to be it. If you guys enjoyed, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Welcome to the Rift, where the legends play. It's Huzzy Games bringing skill every day. From tips to tricks and play so fine. You'll learn the game and have a good time. Thanks for watching, you're the real MVP. Hit that like and sub, join the family tree. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep the Huzzy dream alive.